Welcome back to another Drum Magazine drum lesson. I'm Nate Brown, and in this drum lesson, I'm going to go over the Aristocrats' Oh No, and it's played by Marco Minnemann. And if you haven't checked out drummagazine.com, make sure you do it. There's a lot of lessons, not only from me, but a lot of great teachers and a lot of good reading material, so check that out. I'll just start by playing the intro of the song. The intro of this song starts with a pickup, and it's just a 4E end. And the first stroke, you'll see that little slash on it, is bounced. So left stick bounce, 4E end. And then it goes straight into the open hi-hat with the bass drum. So you see how Marco plays with the time there with that open hi-hat. It creates a cool groove on top of your basic, not your basic, but your basic bass drum snare on 2 and 4 pattern. So it creates another layer on top of that. The last measure starts out similar to that, but that open hi-hat is now on the E of 4. E and Now the sticking for that, for the right stick, it can be difficult to get used to because it's played pretty fast. So you start slowly, and the only way to get faster is just practice. Do it over and over and over until you become comfortable with it. Now I'm going to play it a little slower so you can follow along easier. So the groove starts to get crazy around 1 minute 54 seconds into the song, and it's actually written in a 15/16 time signature. So check this out. Now this groove has a bunch of different splash cymbals, and not everybody has the same cymbal setup, so just choose what you want to use. If you only have one cymbal, that's fine. Hit that one every time. So there's a rim knock in this groove, and I'm going to play the rim knock with the tip of the stick this way. Normally you'd play it with the butt of the stick, but because of the speed of this groove, and I need to switch back and forth between the snare drum, I'm going to play it with the tip of the stick this way. So I'm going to play just the first 2 measures slowly. The counting of this, technically you would count each 16th note as one count, and you'd have 15 16th notes per measure. And it means an 8th note would take up 2 counts, so it would take up 1 and 2. So this counting would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be too difficult. I like to count it as it's 4/4, but stop at the and. So in other words, 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and then start right over 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and then right into 1. So if you were counting 16ths, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E. It creates a kind of a cool groove. The third measure, the second line, this starts with the, if you have a lower crash and then a higher, or a low splash and then a higher, do it that way. And a 2E and a 3E and 4, and then the high crash. So look at the first measure of the third line. There are 30-second notes. In 30-second notes, there's 2 strokes for every 16th. So it would be like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So if you're looking at that, and a 2E and a 3E and a 3E and a. I wouldn't worry about counting it. I would get the feel of it. And I'm going to hit the high crash, or the high splash. I'm going to practice that. All right, the second measure of the third line starts with that crash. And here you have some more 30-second notes. It's actually the same counting pattern as before. But in this case, you're playing. So then 2 lefts and accent that last left. And that beat repeats. last measure, you'll notice I didn't hit the splash with that bass. So here, no splash there. Just on the second one. Now that 30-second note groove is actually fun to do over and over as you practice it. You can even move it onto the bell of the ride. It can get annoying. It's kind of cool. Makes a cool drum fill. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, some 15/16 time, and you can take some of these ideas and apply them to the grooves that you might already play. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Drum Magazine, make sure you do it. Keep drumming.